Welcome to the revolution.
Forte, touchdown.
Welcome to the revolution. At Nitka32 on Twitter. Follow me. Shoot me any fantasy questions you have on game day or any other time, of course. Real quick, I'm going to jump here. I want to go individual team evaluation here. Now we just finished week 1. We're going into week 2. I'm talking Chicago Bears. Couple of big things here to look at. 2 days before the game last week, they moved right guard Kyle Long over to right tackle. That's a pretty big deal. I heard a couple of interviews he conducted. It's going to be a bit of a transition. I was very down on Matt Forte coming into the season. He had well over 15 touches. I don't know the exact number. I want to say probably over 20 touches. Over 140 yards total offense. He got in the end zone. He's going to be reliable, it looks like, if it stays consistent. So, I mean, if it stays up there where they're going to get him the ball 15 to 20 times, his numbers are going to be up there. He's going to be a top 5 fantasy running back again. My concern was coming into the season with the new offense that they were not going to get him the ball and they were going to spread it around more. Now, the problem with that is they were a little banged up at wide receiver. So that theory kind of went out the window, I think. I was very high on Kevin White when they drafted him. I think he's on the PUP list. I have to look that up. But he's going to be out for a little bit. In one of my dynasty leagues, I drafted him, stashed him on the IR slot. I'll have him for next year. I think he's going to be a good fantasy wide receiver if he can ever get on the field. I think the Bears could be kicking themselves for cutting loose of Brandon Marshall, getting him over to the Jets, who actually I like this week 2, by the way. But as of right now, I mean, Matt Forte is fantasy relevant in that offense. Alshon Jeffrey looked like he was a step slower last week. Still got to hang on to Alshon Jeffrey. Don't panic on him. And, Eddie Royal got some targets. And then don't forget to, keep your eye on Marquise Wilson, the Bears' third receiver right now. Especially with Kevin White out. He only had 3 targets last week. He had 2 catches. The one, he showed some explosion there where he got up the sideline. So I like that a lot. I do think they're going to try to run the ball a lot, to Matt Forte. Langford, the rookie running back out of Michigan State. I like him. I drafted him in a couple dynasty leagues. So that'll be pretty good, especially going in the next season if you can hang on to some keepers. He's definitely one of them. Kevin White, obviously, like I talked about. So I think the Bears are going to try to run the ball. Watch for Forte. If he can get the 15 to 20 touches consistently throughout this year, he is somebody to hang on to. Don't bail on Matt Forte. And then my guy, Jay Cutler. I'm in a couple leagues where they actually don't dock you for interceptions, so actually Jay Cutler is a pretty solid quarterback. But if you're in a 2-quarterback league, I think Cutler's a great number 2 quarterback. I wouldn't necessarily start him right now, but I think they're gonna focus on him limiting his mistakes. And if he doesn't throw those interceptions and he doesn't fumble the ball, he's gonna be putting up 2 touchdowns a game consistently, probably over 200 yards. So I mean, I know a lot of people are get down on Jay Cutler. I'm not one of them. I like him a lot. I think he definitely has the tools to be a good fantasy quarterback. So that's me, week 2 here, previewing Chicago Bears coming up against Arizona, basically. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think the Bears will lose this week because of their defense. Don't even get me started on fantasy defense. But that's all I got. Remember, follow me on Twitter at Nitka32, and then I'll respond to any fantasy questions you have. All right, guys, talk to you later.
Welcome to the revolution. There's more to follow. I'll stay in touch.